bar is crowded, full of students determined to have a good time.
That was quick.
It makes me feel old. She's here somewhere. Again, she's here somewhere. I'm coming to get you. Pray. Elliot has followed me in through the front door. Do you see her? I spot Catherine Kavanagh. She's with a group of friends, all of them men, sitting in a booth. There's no sign of Anna, but the table is littered with shot glasses and tumblers of beer. Catherine, Christian, what a surprise to see you here, she shouts above the noise. The three guys at the table regard Elliot and me with hostile wariness. No one in this book treats a woman like a normal person. No one.
Everyone's just acting like animals.
I was in the neighborhood. And who's this? She smiles rather too brightly at Elliot, interrupting me again. What an exasperating woman. This is my brother Elliot. Elliot, Catherine Kavanagh. Where's Anna? Her smile broadens at Elliot and I'm surprised by his answering grin. You are surprised by his answering grin? He fucks everything with lights.
Yeah.
I think she went outside for some fresh air, Kavanagh responds. But she doesn't look at me. She has eyes only for Mr. Love him and leave him. Well, it's her funeral. No, it's Anna's, apparently. I make my way to the door, leaving the three disgruntled men and Kavanagh and Elliot engaged in a grin-off. Through the double doors, there's a line for the ladies' washroom, and beyond that, a door that's open to the outside. It's at the back of the bar. Ironically, it leads to the parking lot where Elliot and I have just been. I spot her. Hell, she's with the photographer, I think, though it's difficult to tell in the dim light. She's in his arms, but she seems to be twisting away from him. He mutters something to her, which I don't hear, and kisses her along her jaw. Jose, no, she says, and then it's clear. She's trying to push him off. She doesn't want this, just like she didn't want him to go for coffee with you. For a moment, I want to rip his head off. With my hands fisted at my side, I march up to them.
Date rape! This happens every time someone is inappropriately touching you. Some rich, good-looking guy comes to your rescue just in the right minute.
Welcome to the real world, children. He releases Anna, and she squints at me with a dazed, drunken expression. Gray, he says, his voice turns, and it takes every ounce of my self-control not to smash the disappointment off his face. Anna heaves, then buckles over and vomits on the ground.
Sexy!
Oh, shit. Oh, Dios mío, Anna! Jose leaps out of the way in disgust. Fucking idiot! He's not even concerned, he's just like, ew! Don't throw up on me! Dios mío, Anna!
Shoes.
Ignoring him, I grab her hair and hold it out of the way as she continues to throw up everything she's had this evening, which will be
Nothing.
nothing.
Except beer.
Yeah. It's with some annoyance that I note she doesn't appear to have eaten. That's
anorexia.
That's also like, how intensely was he staring at her vomit? You have to like get up close to see that she hasn't eaten anything.
Checked out her spunk.
She vomits again and again, her hands on the brick. It's pitiful. Once her stomach is empty, she continues to retch long dry heaves. Boy, she's got it bad. Finally, her body relaxes and I think she's finished. Releasing her, I give her my handkerchief, which by some miracle I have in the inside of my pocket jacket.
How convenient.
Can you please imagine him with a little thing tucked out of here and then just be like... it's good, child. It's all good. Wiping her mouth, she turns and rests again against the bricks, avoiding eye contact because she's ashamed and embarrassed. And yet, I'm so pleased to see her. I'm delighted to be standing in the parking lot of a student bar in Portland with Miss Anastasia Steele. She puts her head in her hands, cringes, then peeks up at me, still mortified. I'll see you inside, Jose says, but I don't turn to stare him down. And to my delight, she ignores him too, returning her eyes to mine. I'm sorry, she says. What are you sorry for, Anastasia? The phone call mainly? Being sick? Oh, the list is endless, she mumbles. We've all been here, perhaps not quite as dramatically as you. Okay, that's actually funny. Why is it such fun to tease this young woman? It's about knowing your limits, Anastasia. I mean, I'm all for pushing limits, but really, this is beyond the pale. Do you make a habit of this kind of behavior? He's her dad. He's talking to her like he's her dad. Perhaps she has a problem with alcohol.
And not eating.
The thought is worrying and I consider whether I should call for my mother for a referral to a detox clinic. No, she says, I've never been drunk before and right now I have no desire to ever be again. She looks up at me, her eyes unfocused, and she sways a little. She might pass out, so I scoop her up into my arms. She's surprisingly light. Too light. Come on, I'll take you home. I need to tell Kate, she says as her head rests on my shoulder. My brother can tell her. He was with me when you called. In Seattle? No, I'm staying at the Heathman. And my wild goose chase has paid off. has paid
Wild
off. You
goose
have a drunk girl who just threw up her entire inner organ.
And is disorientated and confused.
And you're saying has paid off. How did you find me? I tracked your cell phone, Anastasia. Christian, please, I need to tell Kate. She'll worry. I stop and bite my tongue. Kavanagh wasn't worried about her being out here with the overamorous photographer. Rodriguez, that's his name.
Amorous.
What kind of friend is he? What kind of friend is he? Maybe...
What kind of man are you?
Exactly, picking up a drunk chick and then being like, whoo, this has paid off.
That sounds really wrong when you say it like that.
As much as it pains me, I put her down and agreed to take her inside. Holding hands, we walked back into the bar, stopping at Kate's table. One of the young men is still sitting there, looking annoyed and abandoned. Annoyed and abandoned? Where's Kate? Anna shouts above the noise. Dancing, the guy says, his dark eyes staring at the dance floor. Anna unexpectedly clutches my arm. I freeze. Shit.
She touches me.
My heart rate catapults into overdrive as the darkness surfaces, stretching and tightening its claws around my throat. She's just touching your arm. Get a grip. She's on the dance floor, she shouts, her words tickling my ear, distracting me from my fear. And suddenly the darkness disappears and the pounding in my heart ceases. What? I roll my eyes to hide my confusion and take her to the bar, order a large glass of water and pass it to her. Drink! Eyeing me over the glass, she takes a tentative sip. All of it, I command. I'm hoping this will be enough damage control. Yeah, because one glass of water helps.
It's gonna do that. No, it's not.
What might have happened to her if I hadn't intervened? And I think of what just happened to me. Her touch, my reaction. She's oil on my troubled, deep, dark waters.
No.
Flowery grey. Okay, she wants to talk to her so-called friend. If she wants to talk to her friend, there's only one way. She's going to have to dance with me.
She's drunk, she's probably tired, she's got a headache.
Can you
Leave her alone.
Once Elliot gets his groove on, there's no stopping him. I weave us through the crowd to where Elliot and Kate are making a spectacle of themselves. I'm taking Anna home. Tell Kate, I shout in his ear. He nods and pulls Kavanagh into his arms. Fuck. By some miracle, I catch her as she passes out in the middle of the bar. I'm tempted to haul her over my shoulder, but we'd be too conspicuous.
Caveman.
So I pick her up once more, cradling her against my chest and take her outside to the bar. Can we please imagine the millions of women who are reading this now and thinking,
Cradled against his arms while I'm passed out after I've vomited for a half an hour straight onto the floor.
Christ, I mutter as I fish the key out of my jeans and hold her at the same time. Amazingly, I manage to get her into the front seat and strap her in. Anna, I give her a little shake because she's worryingly quiet. I don't relish the idea of my Audi reeking of vomit. Oh my god, he's actually just talking about his fucking car. I cannot believe it. The smell emanating from her clothes is already noticeable.
Let's consider a minute. He's picking the girl up from a bar and he's taking this completely drunk and passed out chick home with himself in his car instead of bringing her home or leaving her in the care of her friends. Is that already considered kidnapping?
She hasn't given her consent, so
It kind of seems illegal here.
She sleeps in my arms as we travel up in the elevator from the garage. I need to get her out of her jeans and her shoes. Yeah.
Now it gets super illegal.
The stale stench of vomit pervades the space. I'd really like to give her a bath, but that would be stepping beyond the bounds of propriety. Really, that would be
inappropriate.
Giving her a bath.
I gave her a bath and dressed her in a clothing. I hope you don't mind.
In my suite, I drop her purse on the sofa, then carry her into the bedroom and lay her down on the bed. Briskly, I remove her shoes and socks and put them in the plastic laundry bag provided by the hotel. Then I unzip her jeans and pull them off. She falls back on the bed, splayed out like a starfish. All pale arms and legs, and for a moment I picture those legs wrapped around my waist as her wrists are bound to my St. Andrew's cross. There's a fading bruise on her knee, and I wonder if that's from the fall she took in my office. She's been marked since then. Like me. I sit her up and she opens her eyes. Hello, Anna, I whisper as I remove her jacket slowly and without her cooperation. I ease her down onto her bed. She closes her eyes again and rolls onto her side, but this time huddles into a ball, looking small and vulnerable. I pull the covers over her and plant a kiss in her hair. Now that her filthy clothes have gone, a trace of her scent has reappeared. I don't think so, after she just vomited all over herself. Apples fall fresh, delicious. She's a Yankee Candle.
She is a Yankee Candle indeed. Fresh apple tree. Is there a scent like this?
Probably. We should rename it.
Anna.
One more touch is all I allow myself as I stroke her cheek with the back of my index finger. That's so creepy. Sleep well, I murmur, and then head into the living room to complete the laundry list.
He doesn't need a sex slave, he needs a daughter.
Yeah, definitely.
He just needs a child.
Before I check my emails, I text Welsh asking him to see if Jose Rodriguez has any police records. I'm curious. I want to know if he preys on drunk young women. Well,
Hooray!
just like you do.
So much in common, the both of you.
Then I addressed the issue of closest for Miss Steele. I sent a quick email to Taylor. To J.B. Taylor?
He writes Miss. He actually writes Miss.
J.B. Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
What's Taylor's first name, I wonder? Justin Bieber Taylor? Good morning. Can you please find the following items for Miss Steele and have them delivered to my usual room before 10? Jeans, blue denim size 4. Blouse, blue. Pretty, size 4. Converse, black, size 7. Socks, size 7. Lingerie, underwear, size small. Bra, estimate 34C. Thank you. Christian Grey, CEO, Grey Enterprises Holding, Inc. Yeah, let's keep my company out of this, but use my fucking company address. Once it's disappeared from my outbox, I text Elliot. Anna's with me. If you're still with Kate, tell her. He texts by return. Will do. Hope you get laid. You so need it. Wink, wink, smiley. His response makes me snort. I so do, Elliot. I so do. I open my work email and begin to read.
What did we learn?
I have headaches.
Elliot is a caveman. I think he was kind of portrayed as sophisticated and good-looking in the normal books, and now we realize he's
just as disgusting as his brother.
A primitive surfer boy, and very disgusting indeed.
Yeah.
We also learned that picking up drunk women at bars and taking them home with you and dressing them entirely anew is considered romantic and okay, as long as you're rich. And we did learn that I hate the world. Thank you very much.